Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your crypto market update. Today is January 30th, 2025. Here is everything you need to know about what's going on in the cryptocurrency markets today. There is a massive rumor circulating that President Donald Trump has just signed a new executive order that orders the commencement of Altseason in February 2025. Now, obviously, this is taking X by storm. Reddit, well, who cares? Nobody's on Reddit anymore. But it is definitely all over the crypto Twitter. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, let me be the bearer of bad news. I don't believe there is any such executive order. But we cannot lie that the excitement is gripping across the community. Thoughts of 1000X again. Talk of Ethereum breaking out again. Are we just experiencing the grand copium before the final collapse? Is this the lure of ultimate greed to suck the last little bit of retail traders into the environment before the great big bear gods completely dump upon our heads? We're going to find all that out. Well, certainly over the next couple of weeks, but we're going to find out a lot of that today in today's episode. In addition, El Salvador reclassifying some of their Bitcoin provisions to satisfy the International Monetary Fund, as we previously discussed in a prior episode. And what else? What is the other thing? Yes, the Czech central bank is exploring Bitcoin reserves. So it's happening. It's all over the place. Undeniable, right? If Vanguard and the stories of any of these large funds, firms is any indication, resisting Bitcoin it's just literally impossible, right? Everybody finds their way to the great orange and white eventually. In today's episode, we're going to discuss these things. We're going to do some live training. We're going to talk about strategy creation and much, much more. Before we begin, I want to talk about some things. All right. I don't care where you're sitting at with your portfolio. Maybe you're cashed up, right? Maybe you're sitting in USD because, maybe you've been sitting in USD since December. Maybe you just recently went into USD because of the uncertainty in the market. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. One thing we have to understand as traders, and this is going to differentiate us from bag holders, right? We're not bag holders. If you're watching this channel, you have a desire to improve yourself, to improve your finances, to improve your trading, to improve your ability, but it's not an easy task, because it often means having the contrarian, unpopular opinion that is divorced from everything that you're seeing online, which most of the content that you're going to see online is designed to entertain you, not to educate or inform you. It is designed to entertain you, and it is designed to continually engage you, and you have to be on guard against that, because the people posting content online often do not have your best interest at heart. They don't care about your portfolio. They don't care about your trades. They want to get you, and especially anybody who's out there promoting an individual particular coin or project. They are interested in their self-interest. All right. You need to make your own decisions, do your own analysis, and come up with your own entry and exit criteria. So whether you're sitting on the sidelines or you're full ported in, all right, I don't care what you're sitting in. I don't care how you trade, what your style of trading is. It doesn't matter. If you are going to act based on the title of today's live stream, the excitement that you're seeing around crypto Twitter, maybe some newsletters that you're getting in your inbox, Crypto Alpha Report, subscribe down below. If you're going to be taking action based on those factors, understand that as with any and all trades, your portfolio is your responsibility. And ultimately, nobody is going to be there to pick the pieces up if the trade goes awry, and nobody's going to be there to congratulate you if the trade goes well, right? You need to ask yourself, what other factors beyond the vibe are giving me some form of trigger to enter into a position? If I do enter into a position, how do I want to construct my capital allocation? What is my capital allocation plan? What is my waterfalling plan? Should I decide to capital roll, let's say, into Bitcoin and then altcoins, whatever? You need to have a plan for that. You need to have that plan now. You need to write it down, and you need to follow the plan if you are fortunate enough for price to go up, or if you're unfortunate enough for price to go down. Obviously, depending, I'm assuming bias there, that you're taking a long. You could obviously be taking a short, and then we're going to flip-flop those, switch it around the other way, and go that direction. Okay? I'm sure you guys are following. Plan the trade and trade the plan. It's not crypto Twitter's fault if you decide to go all in on some altcoin and the bottom falls out of the market tomorrow. Okay? It's also Not a huge thing you should pat yourself on the back for if you decide to go all in based on the excitement on crypto Twitter and we massively pump today, tomorrow, the next day. All right. That is being lucky. It's not necessarily being good. And sometimes it's okay to be lucky. We should all celebrate being lucky. We should all enjoy being fortunate enough to be lucky. But luck is not going to sustain you for a long-term career in trading. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be doing this, this is not something that you can do as a hobby, okay? It's really not something you can do as a hobby. You're either a trader or you're not, okay? Because to trade long-term requires building that discipline, that capital management ability, those money management skills that prevent you from making impulsive, destructive decisions when you have a lot of power in your hands. By a lot of power in your hands, I mean a lot of unrealized or realized P&L. That only comes with time and experience. And this is why so many people burn out of the trading game. Because they refuse to do the hard work. They rely on cheap thrills and cheap victories, on trading with a vibe, hoping to get lucky, instead of sitting down and constructing a strategy. So if you are going all in today, fine. It's your account. Trade it however you want. I'm not saying one way or the other. Could go up, could go down. That's always the way trading is. All right? But I implore you, if you are going in from sitting on the sidelines, or if you're levering up, be careful. You better have a better justification than the vibes, bro. Then it's what crypto Twitter's doing, bro. Then it's what the headlines are saying, bro. I would recommend writing it down. Write down exactly why you're taking the trade, exactly where you plan to take profits, and exactly where you plan to exit if you're wrong. Because that's trading, and that's what you need to do. Okay? This just in, all right? If you're going through something tough right now, nobody really cares. Figure it out, right? And I know that sounds harsh, but that is a lesson that has guided me very well throughout my life, okay? It's my responsibility to deal with myself, all right? And dealing with yourself puts you in a much better position to deal with what's directly in front of you and ascertain the facts a little bit more clearly and make better informed decisions. With all of that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that a fiery start to today's Crypto Alpha Report? A few programming notes before we get into this. We, of course, do this show every weekday. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from noon to 2 Central Standard Time here on YouTube, Rumble, and X. Shout out. If you want to support what we're doing, please subscribe so that you do not miss the next episode. Like this video. It helps out more than you could possibly imagine, and it costs you $0 to do so. And comment down below what you would like to see in tomorrow's episode, as well as share this to your friends, your family, people you don't even like very much. They need to see this content. We are, of course, going to be giving away another 1 billion Jesus coins on the Ethereum mainnet later on in today's show. Big shout out to all of the engagement that we've got on that. Huge shout out to Profit Bear as well, member of the Jesus community, who really is responsible for bringing this giveaway to you guys. So big shout outs to him. Thanks to him. This wouldn't be possible without him. We successfully gave away the first 1 billion yesterday to an individual named Crew. Thank you so much. We have received significantly more entries. We've received 40 new entries just over the last 24 hours. And so huge shout out to you. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the Crypto Alpha Report, for supporting Jesus Coin, and of course, letting us get a little bit of engagement out there. If you want to take part in the giveaway, go check out my X. The link is down in the description. You can follow me at cracking_crypto, just like cracking an egg _crypto. Links down in the description to follow me on X. My pinned tweet is the instructions on everything you need to do. You just need to comment, like, and repost a tweet. Not my tweet, Profit Bear's tweet, but you can like, comment, and repost my tweet as well. Go ahead while you're there. And then subscribe to the Crypto Alpha Report. Link is in that X, and it's the first link down in the description. And then send an email to Justin at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Of course, that email is in the tweet, the pinned tweet, with your Ethereum public address so that I know who to send the funds to. We will, of course, be choosing a random winner from the pool later at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to the very end so that you can see who won. Hopefully you. And there, of course, is still time. I will double check my email before we actually do the drawing, so there is still time for you to get your name in there for today's giveaway. Other than that, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, hot stock tips, or death threats, please leave them in the live chat, and I will attempt to get to your chart requests and comments as we proceed through today's show. With that out of the way, let me give a quick shout out, because I'm not even paying attention. Let me give a quick shout out to our early chatters here on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Let me just get this all pulled up. Jaboom. Djibouti. All right. Speaking of Djibouti, Eth1, Dan, Peckham, good to see you guys. They ask, and Profit Bear is here, of course. Exit based on signals, follow the strats. Absolutely, my good friend. I love Jesus too, Eth1. Peckham, evening to you as well, sir. I love this bald Jesus on screen. Far from it, sir. Just a humble servant. Is Pengu dead? Pengu is not dead. Pengu is life, sir. Okay? Have you know that. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. With today's top trending skibbity-doo. Let's actually do this. This is a little bit better. Okay, so as we can see, trending topic today, rumors swirl about Trump's crypto order, altcoin surge anticipated, social media posts from prominent cryptocurrency enthusiasts, I love how they call us enthusiasts, are speculating that former, no, sir, current, sir, US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to initiate an altcoin season in February 2025. Now, these claims are unverified and appear to be based on a mix of market analysis, historical patterns, and wishful thinking, rather than factual events. But we are still abuzz. From Ash Crypto, breaking. U.S. President Trump just signed an executive order to start alt season from February 2025. Massive win for crypto. Why is there not any of these, like, where is community notes when you need them? Okay. You know, the readers added context section below, right? We're not getting any of that. Let's see here. From Crypto Beast. Breaking, Donald Trump signs an executive order to start altcoin season. Bullish. From the Wolf of All Streets, alts are dead. Alt season will never happen. ETH is going to zero. There's nothing left but Bitcoin and memes. Crypto is finished. It's a scam. I'm selling everything except Bitcoin. All right, I said it. Now alt season can begin. Because again, the idea, and this is true of all markets, right? It's only when max pain has been reached. It's only when capitulation is here. When everybody is absolutely ready to give up, that the God candle appears out of nowhere. All right. All this uncertainty in recent weeks, only to realize in February and March that it was an exceptional buying opportunity, because by then a lot of alts will be trading at all-time highs. Let me know what you guys think. Are we on the verge of alt season? Sorry, let me get the music going. As always, if it's too loud, please let me know. If it's too soft, turn the volume up. All right. All right. Eth, all we need for alt season is this. Showing that we just need a breakout of the descending trend line on the daily time frame. This individual saying that we need to gain these levels highlighted in the green, so looking at approximately about 32.91 and showing current resistance at 35.20. Okay. Sweep saying that Bitcoin dominance top is in. We have this very long-term descending trend line on Bitcoin dominance, and yes, we have hit it with an ascending channel formation. Saying this is the final consolidation for alt season. The altcoin breakout is almost here. Somebody saying in 2021, we had the same triple bottoming structure on the altcoin market capitalization. Q1, 1 year after the halving, always comes activation of altcoins after breaking of the all-time high of Bitcoin. Soon dominance will collapse, and from this triple bottom will be made a strong foundation structure for alt season. And then he goes on to talk about how we have kind of this triple bottom in 2021. And how we now have this right here. This is total 3. And then he goes on to say, I know I realize you guys can't see this very well, but basically Q1 2021 start, and he's saying we're in the exact same spot for altcoins. All right, so clearly a lot of bullish excitement around this fake executive order that has not been signed, but still alt season, certainly excitement nonetheless. And yes, markets are responding overall quite positively, as we can see. Let's go to CoinGecko. We can see that over the last 24 hours, we do have pretty much a sea of green across the board, with altcoins up quite a bit. Top gainers for the day are, of course, going to be Jasmy. Shout out to holders of that coin. Fartcoin, up 31%. SPX, another kind of top coin of the season. Mantra Ohm, up another 23.8%, which I had held a little bit more. Radium, Hyperliquid, Litecoin, ironically enough. Sonic, Okay, finally getting a nice bounce back from the Sonic chain. Maybe my funds on there aren't languishing into death and, you know, exile, buying all themselves. So overall, good. So great to see, great to hear. Pumping it up. Peckham says it's only when the YouTubers say it is a bear market, it is then a bull market. Yes, indeed. So this is why, you know, you should counter trade the color of my, daily live streams. If it's green, you should sell. If it's red, you should buy. I try to be pretty on point. I digress. What else do we got going on today? Of course, El Salvador revising Bitcoin law for international monetary fund compliance. El Salvador has passed a reform amending its Bitcoin law, originally set in 2021, to comply. So El Salvador, of course, signed an agreement with the IMF to get $1.4 billion. And part of that was this idea of them kind of rolling back a lot of their Bitcoin. The ideas were that it was going to make it voluntary, not required for them to accept Bitcoin, vendors to accept Bitcoin. The amendments remove the obligation for businesses to accept Bitcoin as payment, though it retains its status as legal tender. Articles have been repealed, allowing tax payment in Bitcoin, and those mandating state facilitation of Bitcoin transactions. So a shift from mandatory to voluntary use of Bitcoin in the country. Make them change the tiles behind me every day? Yeah. I probably could with just a simple like color filter, right? Let's see. Filters. Oh, that one's not good. Chroma key them out. All right. Oh, that's too bright. Ooh. When I want to get really serious, right? Ooh, what's better, this or this? I think I like this a little bit better. Even though it makes me look a little bit more tan. Ooh, I've been out in the sun, boys. Okay. Good morning from El Salvador. After 3+ years of having Bitcoin as legal tender, yesterday El Salvador passed a bill sent by Bukele to revise that law and rescind Bitcoin status as legal tender in order to conform with IMF conditions for a loan. This does seem a little, obviously I cannot read Spanish, but I digress. It does not appear as if their, wait a second. Yeah, holdings 6,000 Bitcoin, so about $635 million. It does not appear as if their Bitcoin holdings have gone down whatsoever. This individual is saying that Bitcoin's status as legal tender has been revoked. This says El Salvador ends Bitcoin legal tender status and halts purchasing BTC. El Salvador's Congress has reportedly swiftly approved legislation to amend its Bitcoin laws. All right, so here we go from Cointelegraph. Somebody we can trust in this space. Ruling party lawmaker Eliza Rosales said the amendment was needed to guarantee Bitcoin's permanence as legal tender while facilitating its practical implementation. So I do believe those two earlier tweets that we were looking at were incorrect, that its status as legal tender is still in place, okay? It hasn't been replaced. The only thing that's necessarily changed is that governments aren't required to facilitate these Bitcoin transactions. You had the state-sponsored Bitcoin app that they had down there, Bitcoin wallet that they had down there, which was basically ran by the state, and the state was in charge of it. So if anything went wrong, obviously the state would have to fix it. And then the requirement that all businesses have to accept Bitcoin as legal tender, that is now voluntary. In addition to I guess repealing the ability to pay taxes in Bitcoin. That has to be done in USD, which, I mean, that is basically, right, if you've read, you know, Creature from Jekyll Island, or if you've really studied, you know, if you've really gone into like the libertarian, like Bitcoin, like anti-USD type idea, anti-central banking philosophy, or readings or books or Telegram chats or dark web WhatsApps, then you know that that is essentially like one of the primary tools that governments will use and have used to reinforce their currency is the requirement for taxes to be paid in USD, or in the currency, right? For example. The last one. Thank you. I think I like this a little bit better too. The new law makes acceptance of Bitcoin voluntary for the private sector in El Salvador. Yes. which, whatever. This amendment is all about balance. Bitcoin remains legal tender, but businesses are no longer required to accept it. A compromise to keep the IMF happy while still supporting Bitcoin adoption. Smart play. I don't know. Hold on. A few more things. Let's check the next thread. Here we go. Not sure why there's a lot of FUD around the recent reforms in El Salvador concerning Bitcoin as legal tender. Some folks make it seem like the government stopped citizens from spending Bitcoin, but that's not true. Previously, conducting business in Bitcoin was mandatory, but now businesses and citizens have a choice to spend or receive Bitcoin in exchange for goods and services. Also, the El Salvadorian government is no longer responsible for providing a means for Bitcoin transactions. I mean, listen, like anybody with a smartphone can easily download Mycelium or any app that they want to use. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially because Nayib Bukele has been at the forefront of promoting Bitcoin's real-world use in daily transactions, and now he's bowing to pressure from the IMF. Listen, to be fair, again, as a Christian concept, it's, you know, we're taught to remove the beam in our own eye before complaining about the speck of dust in yours. It's very easy, and this is something that I have against like socialist ideology, this idea that the poor are the good and that the rich capitalists are the evil. It's all these projections of evil, or these personal assignments of evil and good based on your own personal moral compass, right? Your own personal moral compass. And that's what's dangerous, right? Your own personal moral compass. But on the bright side, there's still no capital gains tax for Bitcoin exchanges in El Salvador. So that's good. Still got the Puerto Rican type effect right there. So guys, you guys want to cash out? We've done El Salvador. Let's see here. Yeah, so a lot of people just, incorrectly saying that Bitcoin is no longer legal tender. It is still legal tender. It will remain legal tender. All right. Not interested in your rat poison of a post. Right. Again, everybody just saying that it is not legal tender. It is legal tender. From Bitcoin News saying Article 4, allowing tax payments in Bitcoin, has been repealed. Articles 8 and 9, which required the state to facilitate Bitcoin transactions, i.e. the Chivo wallet, have been removed. Bitcoin still offers benefits in El Salvador, such as no capital gains tax when exchanged for fiat. However, these changes align with IMF recommendations to mitigate risks related to Bitcoin. Again, it is legal tender. Okay. All right, let's just put that out there. Finally, rounding out today's top scuttlebutt is the Czech National Bank has recently approved a proposal to assess the potential inclusion of Bitcoin, among other asset classes, for its reserve strategy. This decision follows discussions led by Governor Alice Michi, aiming to diversify the bank's investment options. Okay. Let's go through here. Approves proposal to assess investing in additional asset classes such as Bitcoin. Yesterday, Czech's national bank governor said it's worth considering investing in Bitcoin. Giga bullish. Okay, anything else here? At its meeting on Thursday, after discussing hold on a second. I realized what I need to do here for you guys. I had done it previously, but now I will do it again. There we go. Hold on. Aha. Oop, there we go. Okay. There we go. At its meeting on Thursday, after discussing a document on international reserve management in 2024, the Bank Board of the Czech National Bank approved a proposal to analyze the options for investing in additional asset classes. The central bank has been increasingly diversifying its investments over the last 2 years as part of its reserve management strategy. At the proposal of Governor Ales Michi, the CNB is to assess whether it would be appropriate in terms of diversification and return to include other asset classes in the reserves as well. Based on the results of the analysis, the Bank Board will then decide how to proceed further. No changes will be implemented in this area until then. Any changes in the reserve portfolios will be disclosed in the quarterly information on the CNB's international reserves and in the CNB's annual report. If you've ever, for your sins, had to suffer the sin of reading a central bank's annual report, for example, you can read the Federal Reserve Bank's annual report, and I recommend you do that at least once in your life. To quote the great Milton Friedman, what you will find is that when there's been a good year, economic growth, strong jobs, the Federal Reserve will report in their annual report that under their beneficence, under their tactical management of money and application of sound monetary and fiscal policy, they have shepherded in this golden year. But let there be a bad year, and all of a sudden the reports read quite differently. Despite the Federal Reserve's best efforts, despite their strength, wisdom, power, and intelligence, outside forces have intervened to bring about this current economic downturn. I can almost read the 2024 report. And how can we blame them, right? It's very hard. We as humans are the protagonist of our own personal story. We are constantly looking for justification as to why the things we did were good. And most struggle quite a bit with internal reflection because nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. All right. Time for our crypto market update, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, nice green day in the market. We can take a look at crypto bubbles. I want to see bubbles. All right, as we can see, beautiful big green day. As we can see, top gainers, Jasmy, Fartcoin, and SPX. Flare up quite nicely as well. Top gainers of the week are, of course, going to be Ohm, Jasmy, XCN leading the way, Onyx Coin, Jupiter, KuCoin shares, Litecoin, and Hype. Going back to CoinGecko, top categories for the day. Whoa. Top categories for today. AI memes, of course, surging strongly. And of course, AI memes led by predominantly, of course, by market capitalization. Let's go. Led by Fartcoin. AI16Z up 4.4%. AI XBT up 7%. Turbo up 8%. AI companions, AIC, up 48%, up almost 200% this week alone. What's up the most on the weekly? Coins like Regent, up 374%. AI Companions, Yield Machine, YMAC by Virtuals. This is nothing, up about 100% this week. Corgi AI, Goatcoin up about 4.4%, so not too bad for the AI memes. What else is up nicely so far? Murad's picks. It's interesting. I saw a tweet yesterday. If you guys aren't familiar with Must Stop Murad, he put out a thesis about the meme coin super cycle about 3 months ago. And if you would have bought all of his coins, all right, and this is just like the big ones, but if you would have bought all of these coins and held, so this was 3 months ago this list came out, you would be down about 85%. So again, two takeaways. All right, I'm not saying that Murad's wrong. We'll see how it plays out over the next months and years, but in trading, timing is everything. And being too early, being right and being too early is the same thing as being wrong. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. Being too early in trading is being wrong. It's the same thing as being wrong. So you gotta always remember that. Gotta always remember that. Okay. Looks like we have long signal on PHB. We're already long on PHB. On our previous long signal that was generated right here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more follow through on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now, I don't have the link for it yet. I will have the link I will have the link for it in tomorrow's stream. Okay. But you can now go copy trade me on BideFi. Okay. You can now go copy trade me on BideFi. You can currently, so I don't have the link right now, but you can open up. You have to do it all on the app. Right now, it's not on desktop yet. You have to copy trade me via the mobile app. So if you download the BideFi mobile app and you search just for cracking crypto, you'll find me and you can join me as a copy trader. All right, let's take a look through our top 100 and see if we see anything important. Bitcoin, all right, strong hammer candle a few days ago. All right, today's daily candle is not going to invalidate the short signal. A close above 108,000 would at this point in time. All right, we still have volume downtrending. The volume on these moves, the volume on today's daily candle is actually quite low, below the 7-day moving average. No long signal from Wadatar explosion. Price action still below the explosion level, with our explosion level actually descending, implying a contracting Bollinger Bands, contracting volatility. Our momentum oscillator is in the positive territory and is about to generate a crossover of its lagging moving average, which is generally a long signal. Unfortunately, we are below the moving average. So all of this to say, positioning right now to the long side is a little bit early. You can get rewarded for being early. You can also get punished for being early, because sometimes being early, as I said, sometimes being early is the same as being wrong. Now, we do know that likely at this point in time, with the volatility compression that we've had on Bitcoin, we are likely going to be getting an explosive movement. We have, of course, looked at our volatility previously, looking at daily BBWP. Volatility is quite flatlined. All right, we are still above the 50% range of the Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands would be calling for a breakout of about 108,856. We would want to see a daily close above that. We are, of course, like I said, mostly on all momentum oscillators, kind of getting that crossover, whether you're looking at the stochastic, whether you're looking at the RSI, whether you're looking at proprietary momentum oscillators of ours like Minx or Time Transformation or Paralox. In general, most of them are signaling for that bullish upside continuation right now. However, and again, overall, I would say structurally, the market doesn't look too bad. We had a nice sell-off a little bit ago. That daily hammer candle was a strong buyback at different levels of support. Let's look at it on a moving average basis right here. As we can see, that hammer candle descended all the way down to the bottom of the guppy channel. That's the exponential moving average period of 60. We can see our time transformation turning to the upside as well. Again, volatility at critical lows. And what do we know? What do we know follows from volatility being at critical lows? Volatility expansion. All right, so let's just go back on the daily time frame. Here we are, volatility hitting very low levels back here in June of 2024. Price essentially flatlining. We had a big expansion to the upside and then a sharp sell-off. So we got that strong volatility compression. Interestingly enough, volatility did not peak here. It actually reversed price reverse course and peaked here. Volatility then compressed to a very low level here. And then we got this massive expansion to the downside. This is, of course, during the summer doldrums. Volatility contracts here. And then we have a large move to the upside, followed by a very large move to the downside. And then volatility essentially trends down as price is trending up. Quite a contrary signal there. Volatility compressed very, very tightly over here. And then we had this big expansion to the upside, followed by a swift movement to the downside, and then continuation on up to the upside until volatility peaked right around here. And then volatility basically contracted until here. We had a sharp move to the upside and a sharp move to the downside. All right. So we're seeing kind of a pattern here. All right. Where these sharp moves to the upside are followed by kind of a brutal move to the downside, and then a continuation to the upside generally is what we see. So volatility is now showcasing that exact same thing, very, very low on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. As I said, I think a strong case can be made here. What is going on here? Oh, sorry. Loading. Seems like the internet is a little bit slow today. There we go. As I said, I think a strong case can be made for a daily close above 108,000. Where's the baseline actually specifically sitting at? Excuse me. Let me get an exact number for you. $108,031. All right. So I would love to see that. I would love to see that in combination with the volatility, or excuse me, with the volume expansion, with a sustained upward signal from Minx or your momentum oscillator of choice. And I would love to see expansion of volatility with a good WADA signal. All right. Overall, I think price is overall not looking bad. Again, we are above all major moving averages now. So we are either going to continue on moving up, or we're going to see a swift rejection. I know it sucks to see that, but I want you guys to be prepared for that, right? If you're going to be entering long today on the vibes, on the bullish excitement, how should you structure that trade? I would be structuring that trade with something like a stop loss around 99,320 per Quadrigo. And then I'd be looking at targets of about 100,000, 114,000, 117,000, 123,000. All right. That would be my plan to capitalize on the movements to the upside, potential upside of 16 or 17%, and potential downside of about 6%. All right. Pretty simple. Yes to crypto. Welcome back in. Glad you could make it, my friend. Okay. Continuing on, looking at Ethereum, very strong buyback today. Bounce off the 200, bounce very near the vicinity of our daily 200 simple moving average, which has essentially been moving flat and hopefully, right? Hopefully beginning to curve just a little bit to the upside, which would be lovely to see. Let's see here. Last time we had, I would say, similar price action was back here in May of 2024 when we descended quite sharply to the 200 SMA. We put in a triple bottom here, and then we had a very explosive movement back up to the highs of the resistance that we have been able to unable to break above with Ethereum, approximately $4,000. So here we see again contracting price action. BBWP very, very, very low, and now we seem to be getting a nice expansion to the upside. We do have overhead resistance around 3,337, so absolutely nothing wrong with. If I'd say if you're going to be taking this position, this is just a pretty clear, area where you would essentially set your stop loss directly below support. All right. You don't want price to come down here. We're really not going to play this game. You're either in or you're not. All right. We're either breaking out or not. Nothing wrong with waiting for a breakout signal above approximately 3,300, 3,300, I would say. We're about $30 off of that right now as the crow flies. Just pointing out the unfortunate fate of our last breakout signal and the ones before that. Let's actually get into our PTP system here. Okay. So with regards to my personal system, I would need to see price essentially back above 3,700. So what we would be trading right now, this would just be a pure reversal system right here. We don't yet have a crossover on Minx with a 21 period. We have bearish momentum. All of this is fine. This, of course, could have legs, but again, I am seeing resistance at about 3,700. That's where I'd want to see price above before I'd be looking for a breakout at this point in time. Even going for my reversal system. My reversal system is okay with this. I need to make this adjustment. This has been bothering me for a while. I thought it was cool for a while, but I don't actually really like it that much. Okay. Save as a reversal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is not even a strong reversal signal for me. Bottom feeder isn't calling for a bottom. We're not seeing basically Laguerre PPO percent tops and bottoms is not showcasing it. We did have a pretty strong volume candle that deviated below the Bollinger Bands, but look at this volatility contraction. I'm less concerned when volatility is contracted like this. I'm not really looking for too much follow through on reversal trades. Okay. Here's another similar situation when volatility got contracted quite a bit right here. And yes, okay, we did have a nice movement off the bottom. That's all well and good, but the real trade was on the breakout. Okay, that was a nice solid breakout trade. And again, trend following, you could have held that all the way to here. All right, so entry here, exit here, catching the trend, getting the middle, leaving the head and tails. for the other traders, for the reversal traders. I think that's the way to do it. And I think that's the setup we should probably be focused on. I know everybody is really excited to catch a move like this, but you don't have to catch a move like this from down here. That is a different strategy. As it is a reversal strategy. You are trading against the trend. The trend right now, unfortunately, is bearish for Ethereum on the daily time frame. And so again, kind of aligning with my my daily PTP system, I would be looking for slightly higher prices and a sustained breakout of key levels, not really trying to buy something that has failed so many times previously. Not to get too bearish on you guys, but that's just kind of the way I view the markets. All well and good. All right, BNB, similarly, we are showcasing a decent, I would say, kind of reversal setup on BNB, where we do have actual very oversold conditions, kind of volatility compression here as well. A little bit of expansion here actually over the last few days, but overall volatility compression beginning here. Another test of support, I would say, at about 645. So again, either making a play up to the upper boundary of the Bollinger Bands from about 691 to 713. Definitely a play on the table. But again, overall, kind of looking for a more sustained breakout above 721. Looking at my trend following system, yeah, it also wants to see a breakout of above approximately 728. And so we actually do see that little bit of bearish momentum on to, let me see here a little closely. Yeah, on today's unless we climb higher, I don't think even on today's candle close we'd be getting an exit signal yet. Looking at Solana, this was a nice reversal baseline bounce setup, as we kind of talked about. We are now breaking back above the baseline, so this is kind of an interesting type trade setup where normally I just go for ATR 1. And actually, let's go ahead and run that back to the actual day of. Yeah, the day of, I would be targeting 269 for a reversal baseline bounce setup on Solana. Let's get real crazy with it. I have to backtest that one. Hey, Jordan Stotts, glad you could make it, man. Hopefully you're making money today. XRP, I think we have, yeah, so this is a very nice reversal baseline bounce setup. Obviously, XRP tried to sell off. Oh, no, sorry, I've got bar replay. What are we doing here? Yeah. So reversal baseline bounce setup. We test the baseline. We push up quite nicely. We don't yet have a continuation signal from Minx on the daily time frame. We have quite a bit of volatility contraction happening here as well. Look at the explosion level just trending downwards like this. So no, I would say no real super clear trigger here on XRP. Big picture, obviously we could continue to hold long. This thing has actually never violated the baseline, so you could absolutely be holding your long-term position still right now. But yeah, we'll see what XRP is going to do for us. Just kind of waiting for a continuation trigger, and it's pretty much go on every signal. Looking at the previous signals that we've gotten, let's see here. We got one here was a continuation trigger, right? Obviously we had a little bit of pullback, but then we got this, and then we even, just in case you got scared, you got another one right here, and then we had one false signal here, and then a continuation signal here. Pulled back but wouldn't hit your stop loss, and up we go. And if you missed it, you even got another continuation signal here, and we haven't gotten a fresh one since then. So again, just kind of looking for our next one. Nothing yet on XRP. Dogecoin, of course, still bearish. Looks like we have established strong support here at 30 cents, so definitely would be going for something like a reversal position. My system would want to see price above 43 cents before we actually do anything. Again, looking at my reversal system right here, we have a wick deviating the lower boundary of the Bollinger Band. We have a time transformation buy signal in oversold conditions that Laguerre PPO agrees with. Very low volume, which is a little bit concerning. But again, we could do for like a 1% risk trade, looking to target anywhere between like 35.5 cents and about 39 cents for Dogecoin if this is going to continue to the upside. Looking at Telegram Open Network. Again, still quite bearish. We want to see price above $5.67. We are oversold on Minx. We've got some pretty big. Let's see here. Pretty strong support, I would say here, that we've bounced off multiple times at $4.70. So that makes a lot of sense. Looking again at our reversal system, which are basically the trades we're setting up. Bottom feeder has been scaling into this, looking for an initial price target of $5.08 and a stop loss at $4.42. Yeah, I approve. This is pretty strong support that TON is at, and so it's probably worth the risk. The Cardano of the Cardanos, also a decent reversal signal. Would be looking for a target anywhere from $1 to $1.10. Looking at trend following, we're pretty much bearish below $1.15. Let's see here. Let's go to the Stinky Linky. Link needs to break back above $25.60. Trend following wise, reversal strategy. Nothing too much. We did, of course, get a bottom feeder signal, which almost hit our stop loss, but we actually do have an active signal for $27.22 for bottom feeder. Let's see what else we got. Near, I would say pretty strong reversal signal on near here on the daily time frame. Let's see here. All right, let's go to our strong coins. What is Solana? Oh, we already talked about Solana, of course. What about Sui? Pretty strong reversal signal on Sui, deviating below the lower boundary of the Bollinger Band. High volume, strong bounce back, extremely oversold conditions, and time transformation crossover. I'd be looking for a profit target anywhere between $4.44 and about $5.17. As far as Athena goes, similar setup. I think we have a decent setup here, looking for a profit target anywhere from 83 cents to 98 cents. Looking at Mantra Ohm, continuing to pump it up. Love to see it. We did hit we did enter Ohm here and we did sell here. But looking at Ohm, I mean, this is looking pretty decent. Not gonna lie. Let's look at our reversal system to see if we have any exit signals right now. We're not quite overbought yet on the daily time frame. Volume is high. It's 313% higher than the previous volume, about 11.11 million USDC on today's current candle, 3.5 million on yesterday's candle. But that's pretty synonymous with what we saw over here as well. And yeah, so not as much volume as we saw over here, actually significantly less volume than we saw over here. But I'd say we can continue to hold Ohm, or just go ahead and always remember to be taking profits on the way up. Pepe looks like we are reversing here as well. Pretty strong reversal signal. We'll be looking for 1587 to 2018. Mantle, volatility compression, not a very strong reversal signal here from Mantle. Let's bust out our 60 period haul instead. Not quite bullish on, I mean, obviously I think we could be generally bullish on the rest of the market, but nothing super clean on Mantle. And of course, we're not going to get that same clean signal from Deep here either. That's fine. Relatively strong buyback, but not a daily continuation signal yet on Deep. Ondo Finance, looking like we might be setting up for something here pretty soon. Do need to get a close above $1.62, and then we'd be looking for something a little bit more significant. Quite a bit of volume coming in here, so that is good to see. I like that. And then yeah, nice, basically nice strong signals from everything here. We're just below the baseline. So our entry currently on Ondo would be targeting anywhere from $1.85 to $2.39 with an invalidation at $1.31. Looking at Radium, we had a nice, that's a beautiful reversal baseline bounce trade setup right there. Here was the previous long signal that we got right here. The full long signal, fulfilling all the qualifications, closing above the baseline. Long signal from Minx, a long signal from Wadatar Explosion. Volume above the 7-day moving average, everything quite perfect. And then yeah, re-entry on the reversal baseline bounce. I would probably already be out of that trade because we only target one ATR on those particular setups. JTO, do need to see a close above $3.34, but other than that, everything's looking pretty good. Close above the zero line on Minx, rising WADA. Hedera hash graph, don't see a trending signal on Hedera hash graph. Not really a strong reversal signal either, although there is an active bottom feeder signal targeting 36.39 or 0.3639. Aave, not a super strong reversal signal either. Not a strong trend signal either. Looking at Phantom, I bet we did have, obviously bearish trend, but I bet we did have Pretty strong reversal signal. Yeah, very strong reversal signal. We can see the time transformation buy signal right here. In extreme oversold conditions, confirmed by Laguerre PPO. Relatively low volume, but we do have an active bottom feeder signal as well, coming very close to the stop loss. But target of about 71 cents on FTM, and I think that entry is still valid for about a 32% move to the upside. Looking at Hyperliquid, looks like we are breaking out on expanding volatility. So let's go to our trend following system. And yeah, Hyperliquid is actually generating a daily long signal today. Looking at Pengu, looks like Pengu has not bounced. Bottom feeder is scaling into Pengu actually right now. And we do have an active take profit target of about 0.0185 and validation at 0.009. Looking at Grass, looks like Grass hasn't bounced yet either. We're not really getting a signal for it either. Looking at Morpho, not a really strong signal from Morpho. We already talked about Link. AIXBT is generating a relatively strong reversal signal today with a target of about 56.98. It's about 16% to the upside. Virtuals generated a reversal signal yesterday also. Looking at BitTensor Tau, we can see the volatility compression on this. This thing has been at the top of the mind share here for a little bit now. BitTensor Tau does need to close above 515, and things could get pretty exciting. RNDR, obviously daily bearish trend, but we do have reversal signals with targets of $6.64. Fetch AI. Reversal signals, targets of $1.17. AI16Z. Strong reversal signal on AI16Z. Graphane, strong reversal signal, decent reversal signal on Graphane, target of about 38.59. Cookie, we got a reversal signal yesterday also. Not on, what, let's see, checking, calculating. Strong reversal signal on Vader today. Yes, no error, not super committal. SNAI, not a strong reversal signal, nor a strong reversal signal on NOR. So I am pretty interested there. Probably in... Let's go back down to these. Were there any reversals that I wanted to take? Sui is quite interesting today. Pepe is quite interesting today. Phantom is quite interesting today. Hype is quite interesting. Yeah, XBT. And probably virtuals. Those are kind of the interesting reversal signals I see today. As far as trend following, is there anything I actively want to... I'm already pretty deep in Solana, so there's really nothing to do there. And XRP, so there's really nothing for me to do there. Do I want to make any rotations? I'm going to keep my eye on Ondo. I'm going to keep my eye on Radium and Jito. I'm not really seeing, except for Hype. Hype is actually quite interesting. Yeah, I already took a look at Ohm. It looks fantastic. We traded Ohm. That was actually the last altcoin, the most recent. I'll show you guys how we track all of our signals in the Crypto Trading Academy. It's just one of the many services we provide is trading signals. Yeah, Ohm is our most recently closed long position. We were able to close that out for about almost a 27% profit, 26.65%. Altcoin model portfolio so far, YTD is up 31.12%. Total P&L of about $30,000. So yeah, and I already analyzed Ohm. It looks good. You know what I mean? Obviously, we want to be taking profits on the way up. So on our swing trade, so we are up another 25% today. So make sure we take a little bit of profits. Yes to Crypto says, I saw Phantom Wallet added SUI support today. Ooh, very, very cool. Did not see that. And Profit Bear says, can we get Jesus on the chart? Yes, sir, we can. Let me make sure I get the right contract address. We probably should have doubled into our position here on PHP. Hold on just real quick. Let me just check my... yes. Usual up pretty bigly today, guys. So... Actually, I want to add that to my overall watch list. And we'll put that on the current one, and we'll get rid of, well, we'll keep all these on for purposes. Thank you. PHP, hold on, let's get the bird's eye view here. Bullish hourly trend, but looking a little toppy. All right, so looking a little toppy. Probably not the position we actually want to be holding. But let's see here. We did get a nice 1 minute pop here. Let's see if we're going to get invalidation. So just keep PHP kind of open up here for a few seconds while I grab and confirm that I get the correct contract. Jesus. All right, looking at Jesus daily time frame reversal signal. You asked for it. Here it comes. Let's see. So bottom feeder did take an initial stab on December 22nd. We took another stab approximately here on January 1st. So bottom feeder will scale into positions. As we can see, it previously caught the bottom here. Previously caught the bottom here. It was a little early to the bottom here. It was a tiny bit early to the bottom here. Caught the bottom here. Caught the breakout. Bottom feeder will sometimes also catch breakouts. Caught here. It scaled into Jesus here. Catching this pop. It scaled into Jesus here. And it scaled into Jesus here. So we don't have a new one as of yet. Again, but we are starting to kind of get those. Like I said, this is starting to remind me of kind of this area of the market, right? Where obviously we were descending from a pretty significant high. We even had a double top there too as well. So we kind of have a double top here also. And then we kind of chop down here for a little bit before we enter. But it does kind of look like we kind of skipped this initial period of volatility and we've almost gone right to volatility compression because we can see quite a bit of volatility compression. I would suggest, it does look like we're getting a little bit more expansion to the downside. I would suggest that likely we do need to see a little bit more volatility compression here. I want to throw on the Keltner channels. And I want to see if the Bollinger Bands are compressed within the Keltner channels. It does not appear as if they are. And note that here, before we got this big pop, and also here before we got this pop, and so here and here, we got compressed to the point where the Bollinger Bands were squeezed inside the Keltner channels. This is the philosophy or the strategy behind the TTM squeeze indicator. All kinds of squeeze indicators. The Bollinger Bands compress, contract, squeeze inside the Keltner channels is the idea. We don't really see that yet. It's not happening yet. So maybe a little bit more, a little bit more compression, a little bit more accumulation. Obviously, the momentum of the selling has definitely gone down. And since there's always a buy to a sell, it means that we are seeing overall accumulation, which would make sense. We're at the lows. Of course, we're seeing accumulation. Let's see here. We did get just a few days ago a time transformation reversal signal. We are oversold. Confirmation from Lagora PPO. Not drastically oversold. We were drastically oversold over here, which is fine. It's okay to kind of have this. No indicator's perfect, obviously, but it's just showcasing us relative levels of overbought, oversold compared to market action and volatility. So. Again, I don't think we need to really be too concerned with like some big massive dumps on Jesus. I mean, literally, who is selling the bottom? We're a couple of hairs breadths away from the bottom here. I would either like to see more volatility compression or a breakout now above 801, above this level right here. So basically a little bit below the current high. 1 second. Nothing important. Okay. All right. PHP bouncing. Love to see it. Very strong volume right there. Perhaps our position can be saved. Pump it up on PHP. Close this out. We don't need that anymore. Let's see here. Take a look at Ohm. We did that. Raz Van Siva Lumia XORN. Is that a chart request? Could you please be just slightly a little bit more specific? Dan, haven't watched in years, glad to be back. Good to see you back, my friend. It is lovely to be here. I love doing the live stream. It is something that I deeply enjoy. I get a lot of pleasure out of doing it. It's quite enjoyable. So we are continuing on with our experimentation regarding PHP, and so I'm almost of a mind. Again, obviously we're still very early days. We haven't even started doing live coding with this. So I would say probably after a couple of weeks, we'll actually start busting out the Pine script. We'll do some tutorials. You guys can learn actually how to take an interesting indicator, actually get into the Pine script and create your own strategy. I'll then show you guys how to automate that with an external program like 3 commas. If you guys want to get really nerdy with it, we can bust out the Python and I can show you guys how to use backtester.py. I can show you guys how to essentially either write your own framework, or which is a little bit more involved, or just import the available framework and create a basic functioning signal service so that you can receive signals from TradingView, interpret and push via API to your exchange of choice, as long as they have the correct documentation and API connectors. But we're gonna get super nerdy with the trading, guys. This is what we're here for. We're not. If you guys are here for bull market copium, you're gonna get it because I'm also invested in cryptocurrency. But we're here to make money, guys. We're here to make money. We are here to be traders. We're here to be strategic, tactical, to be in and out, and we're not married to any bags. So we're gonna get things wrong. We're gonna sell when we should have bought. We're gonna buy when we should have sold. But we're going to manage our risk, and we are going to survive day in and day out, and hopefully over time, days, weeks, months, years, build up our portfolios, build up our capitals, and overall build up our ability to trade. One sat at a time, one slide of the leverage over to 100x at a time. Just kidding. It only takes one slide of that leverage slider over to 100x to be completely out of the game. All right. Hello, B-Flow. Get that money printer printing, dude. Where you been, man? You're missing Altseason, dude. All right, Lumia. I don't know what you mean by it's XORN. Providing LPs. All right, man. But here is Lumia to USDT on Binance. Oh, like or ORN. Wasn't that Origin Network? No, that's OGN. That was Origin Network. Ah, okay. Yes, it was previously Orion, has been rebranded to Lumia. All right. Migrating from Ethereum to their own blockchain, Lumia chain. Okay, life's good. Okay, I get it. Perfection. Thank you for the, I appreciate that. I did not know that. All right, starting off with Lumia. B-Flow, we're supposed to be anonymous here. You're not supposed to be telling people what you do for a living in the chat. Okay, sir? All right, looking at Lumia, obviously we are currently in a little bit of a bearish daily trend. Go away. Pulling up the 60 haul, which might not be the correct baseline for this. I'm just kind of winging it, being honest with you. Let's just go ahead and take that off. We do have oversold conditions on Minx. We are kind of getting that oversold cross, which is a nice reversal signal. We do see that momentum has dropped off here quite a bit. Volume is relatively low. All right, falling volume is always bearish. Does seem like volatility has reached quite a bit of a low. So let's throw on the reversal system and see where we're at. First, let's get rid of bottom feeder. We also need the Keltner channels. Yo, Schwank, Jesus is king, man. We're gonna make the Keltner channels orange just so they're easy to see. We don't need the basis for the Keltner channels. We just need the orange upper lower. Okay. So the Bollinger Bands are not compressed within the Keltner channel, so there's not a squeeze on for Lumia yet. Quite close. All right, I'd say quite a bit of volatility compression here for Lumia. Let's actually save this. Okay. Not as much volume on today's candle as yesterday's, which is fine. Yesterday, we did get a nice reversal signal from time transformation. We did penetrate and deviate below the lower boundary of the Bollinger Band over here on January 27th, so 2 days ago. Another day of downside that held the low, a nice reversal up candle today, and now a clean breakout of those previous lows. I would say an entry could be made here for a reversal position. I would risk about 1%. I risk about 1% of my account on reversal trades. I prefer 2 to 5% for trend following trades is my typical strategy. But I see it here. This strategy would be targeting the area above the Bollinger Band basis and the upper range. So approximately $1.02 to $1.25 would be our take profit range, and our stop loss would be at about 75 cents. So if you go here to here, you're talking about a 1-to-1 trade. If you are going here to here, you're going about a 2-to-1 trade. All right, so about 24 to 35% potential upside on Lumia. I would put the risk probably at a 6 or 7 out of 10. It is a nice strong reversal signal, maybe a little bit higher than that, because I often prefer reversal signals when there has been when we're in an uptrend, right? You know, or sharp drops after an uptrend. Obviously we didn't get a strong bounce back. The thing is basically like popped and then just kind of sold off. Obviously I understand that there's more price history over here because it was ORN, I'm assuming, but that's just what I'm looking at. We are, again, but there are some positive things. We are deviating below the previous low of 93 cents. As we can see over here, this was essentially the low over here on the daily time frame. So a nice deviation below that is often when we can get some buyer excitement. As I said, we do have resistance at $1.22. So be mindful of that as well. And if we develop into a bullish trend, well, we got to be above major moving averages to have a bullish trend. Crypto Rick asks, would I consider doing an episode or part of an episode on trading bots and the pros and cons? I've used one for years to get on well with it. Intrigued on your thoughts. Did I just save the penguins? You're welcome, Peckham. That's what I do, right? Don't believe in climate change, but I believe in saving those penguins. Trading bots are great, Crypto Rick. trading bots are really great. I mean, I literally couldn't live without them. I still use 3 commas primarily to automate a lot of what I do. Obviously, I know that, you know, there was some, the 3 commas suffered a breach. This was a while ago, like a year, 18 months ago. I was not targeted in that attack. Neither was anybody that I knew. I knew that some people were. No Americans that I know were targeted in that 3 commas attack. So I don't know, just, you know, I guess, you know, like got that golden armor. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love 3 commas. Now, to be fair, when we say trading bots, let's be clear about this. So there's a difference between trading bots. I think when people are using the term colloquially, a lot of people think that, so when it comes, sorry, let me stop talking like a gibbering moron. When it comes to trading bots, I think most people think of that as like I didn't do any work, this is a plug and play strategy. And with regards to that, I don't find that those work very well. They can work, all right, in punctuated periods of time, i.e., you know, something that can be successful is, you know, finding like 3 commas, like they've got built-in DCA strategies. In my experience, those DCA strategies work really, like they work okay. I don't want to say they work really well. That's a little bit of hyperbole just right out of the box. They work kind of decent on an asset that's trending very, very strongly to the upside. Okay, great. But the problem that most people will get into with those, and this is a general problem of trading, is that, you know, they kind of go for the quick, easy fix, minimal work required, just doing the bare minimum, and they go subscribe to this trading bot or pay this money for this trading bot or whatever, right? And they think it's going to do all the work for them. And, you know, initially, because most people like get in when the market's bullish, most people don't come in when the market's bearish. It does really well because the market's trending very, very strongly. But like the moment it reverses, like the way the DCA bot works by default is that it's going to position you heavier in as the market moves down. And the problem is in crypto, I mean, these downswings can be really brutal. And usually this tends to be the case. Like when new people get into crypto, it's just like right before we're about to have like a multi-month long downtrend, or longer. And so, you know, they end up puking the bottom or puking near the bottom or puking halfway down the middle. And then they've puked all their profits away, or, you know, probably their initial capital as well. I've seen people get into all these problems again. And that's not, as I said, excuse me, that's not unique to trading bots per se. You know, this is something that happens with manual trading as well. So no, but beyond that, again, I think these bots can work really, really well. I think that if you can develop the discipline to be like, all right, cool. Just like with a normal strategy, like, okay, I found an asset that's trending. I'm going to turn the trading bot on. It's going to buy every dip. I'm going to run this strategy for 7 days, 5 days, 3 days, and then I'm going to cash out and I'm going to reevaluate. That's what you got to do. I think that's what you really have to do. If you're talking about these plug and play trading bots, you really have to have the discipline to force yourself to reevaluate. And here's the thing. You're always making the most money right before the market pivots. And usually when you're making the most money is when that part of you is screaming at you to size up and go bigger, not the probably slightly more intelligent part of you that's like, whoa, hey, let's get while the getting's good. You leave the table while you've got the most chips, not after you've given most of the chips back to the casino. So it's very hard to walk away from the table. It's very hard to get over those greed gland ticklers, but it is an essential skill if you want to do this long term, because it doesn't matter. Like everybody fears that if they, like, you know, most people are coming at this with like, I have to make generational wealth. I have to make it now. I have to do it now. I have to make the money now. If I sell now, I'm going to miss out on the next like 10,000x and my coin's going to 10, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you don't need any of that. Right. And you're the people who are successfully able to do that and hold on, like they're, you know, whatever, it's gambling. All you have to do is get in, get out consistently, and you can build up a nice portfolio, right? Even if you want to take the much more risky approach in crypto of like full porting, like full port for 2x's, man. Full port for 2x's. I mean, that's your typical like low gym cap hunting. You know, you start out with 5 grand, you know, like 2x, 10, 20, 40, 80. So that's entirely possible. It becomes much more difficult to do once you get to 6 figures, but that's definitely a good 3 and 4 figure strategy, is full porting 2x's. Or, you know, again, full porting 10% on perps, right? That's also possible. A little bit more risky, right? I prefer people have over a 6-figure account or greater before they start fucking with perps. It's just a different beast, guys. It's just a different beast. Unless you're gonna trade with a pure strategy. Now, above and beyond that, using automation to automate your strategy, that's what I preach. I mean, that's what I do. That's where we're gonna go with this strategy that we're currently trading on PHP. That is blowing my back out right now. Let's see if we get a bounce here. But yeah, using trading bots to automate a pre-existing strategy, great. And even, you know, once you get into that too, you can really start improving on your strategy in the sense of like, okay, well, there's things that are very difficult to do in Pine when it comes to like strategy automation and automated trading. For example, you know, like looking at, okay, what times of day do I want to trade, right? Like it's very easy. I wouldn't say it's very easy, but it's not too difficult. And I teach people, I've got lots of free videos that you guys can watch on how to do this on YouTube. And tons of content, of course, in our Crypto Trading Academy. Looks like we're getting snookered here by PHP. But it's relatively simple to build a strategy, an indicator-based technical strategy with rules, position sizing, all of that. And then plug that into, ooh, wow, we just got annihilated. We just got smoked. And then plug that into PineScript and then automate those signals over to 3 commas, right? You can do that. Simple. But what's more difficult to do is, hold on a second. What's more difficult to do is what's more difficult to do is then getting a little bit more finessed with it. Like, okay, well, like what times of day should we actually trade? Are there times of day we shouldn't trade? Are there days of the week that we shouldn't trade? Can we add in like additional cooldowns? Can we add in additional like sizing up, sizing down requirements? And then you can start, especially if you get off PineScript, not off PineScript necessarily, but if you start bridging everything into your own code, you can then start looking at like, okay, well, I've got this strategy that works really well in up markets, and I've got this strategy that I've been working on that works really well in down markets. Now, how can I make these strategies work together? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for trading bots. Okay. Only trade in days that end in Y. Listen here, Margaret. Not really trying to hear that, bro. Dan asks, how long do you think before we reach Altseason? I think Ethereum will break 4K somewhere around April or May. That's a good idea. I mean, to be quite honest with you guys, your guess is as good as mine. I don't have access to some font of hidden knowledge. Sure, I do read a lot of alpha, but I mean, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I spend thousands of dollars a year on alpha, and you know, 60% of the time it works every time. You know, I'm just being honest with you guys, right? Like, there's a lot of, I mean, you know, you can like dig deep, right, and get yourself into like, you know, the right pump and dump groups and things like that. There's ways, you know, quote unquote, to make easy money in crypto. I tend to be very cautious about that. You know, what I'm doing works just fine, and I don't have to take, you know, all this like bananas risk. You know what I mean? To be quite honest with you. But with regards to, yeah, so sorry. Yeah, Altseason, I mean, we literally just went over that earlier. Some gentleman posting a chart that said all we really need for Altseason is for us to break this descending daily trend line. Let's go look at it. and then I will actually give you my thoughts and speculations. Why are we not? It's got to be logarithmic, Margaret. Basically something like this, right? Do draw a line like this, and he's like, all we need to do is break this. I don't know about all that. Trend lines are, you know, speculative. Max, thanks you for your entry into the Jesus giveaway. But if we want to zoom out, my real ideas on Altseason are as follows. Kind of the same with Bitcoin. We'll see what happens over the next week or so, if we are actually going to get a nice sustained breakout, or if we're going to get a double top from the market, right? Anybody's guess? You know, position accordingly, guys. But January's FOMC has come and gone, and we're not going to get a rate cut. Okay, we're seeing some bluster from Trump, but you know, we'll see how you know, Jerome Powell is not the president of Colombia. All right, so a different animal here, ladies and gentlemen. And the president's got other priorities right now. So we'll see. As I kind of pointed out, my initial thesis kind of moving into January was that we were going to have a bullish start to the month, and that towards the end of the month, we would start to see some de-risking and pressure moving into FOMC. And that's exactly what we saw. We got a bullish CPI inflation print, which I expected. We popped on that good news. And then we really languished moving into the end of the month and de-risked into FOMC, exactly as I kind of expected. Now that that's off the table, there's really no huge catalyst on the horizon per se until March, when we convene the next FOMC meeting, because I've laid out very clearly on this show how Bitcoin's cycles, and thus altcoins as well, have been very tied to Fed monetary policy. So if we're expecting a more dovish pivot from the Fed, right now, Jerome Powell is not signaling that we're going to get that. And our next opportunity is going to be in March, and following that, May, right? So, yeah, that would be my expectation. So if we see some bullishness from here until March, it's because that's really what the market wants, and not some kind of overreaction or impulsivity coming off of a knee-jerk reaction to Fed monetary policy. Crypto Rick says, completely agree. The psychology of trading in greed and fear is exactly the same, bot or not. Indeed, bot or not. eFlow says, only trading days that start with a T: Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hey, when you getting out, man? Wednesday, bro. What do you mean Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, let me. Got you, dog. Trump Day, every time you post stuff. What was the indicator you were using for open interest, or when long shorts were getting exhausted? That would be... Damn, we were getting smoked. It's the volumatic Vidya. So if you search for volumatic, it's going to be this first one by Big Beluga, volumatic variable index dynamic average. It's a big word. But yeah, this basically calculates the buy-sell pressure. Let's see how we're looking on the hourly. Taking out the lows right here. A little bit of chop chop. You are welcome, sir. All right, 30 minutes left in the stream. You guys still have an opportunity to get those entries in for the Jesus coin giveaway, right? It's about to go down. Look at all those names on the board, and it could be you. It could be any one of you, ladies and gentlemen. Any one of you. Okay, there is something that I want to check into. What? Ah, here we go. Okay. We want, what day was last Friday? The 24th, which would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. Here we go. Headphone output off. Okay. All right. Waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it. Okay, there it is. There it is. I'm going to find it. There it is. Hold on. What is this called? Marbles on what? All right, hold on. Give me just 1 second. I'm looking at something here, guys. Just bear with me for just a little second. What is this? Okay. Everybody's like, what is this man doing? Well, I'm trying to... Okay. Apparently, I don't have... Okay, apparently I don't have Steam on my computer. But it seems like if I re-download it... Okay. Or I'm going to just try logging in here, all right, is what I'm going to do. So that we can do this marble game that I saw another streamer do. Okay. Appreciate your guys' patience. I'm sure this is the most exciting stream you guys have watched all day today. Huh. Enter... do I maybe like... What email am I using? Ah, here it is. Here it is. I was using a different email. Okay, hopefully I can get this marble game downloaded. Is that what it is? Let me just take a look here. Marbles on Steam. Looking for marbles on Steam. Oh, wait. Marbles on Steam. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Play game. No, I need Steam. Okay, apparently I do need to download it. Oh, come on. Yes. All right. We are downloading. Hopefully, I know you guys don't believe me. You guys are like, dude, just get back to the crypto, man. I swear to God. But this is what it's like when you have a super ultra wide monitor on the other side of your office that you do most of your stuff on. And okay. Because that would just be a little bit more engaging than this, right? It'd just be a little bit more fun. Okay. All right. We're getting chopped up here, boys. And that's okay. It's okay to get chopped up. We do need to lower our leverage. I have no idea why we're doing 5x leverage. We're here to learn, not gamble. Sometimes it bees that way. Okay. We are going to go long. Okay. Insufficient margin. We'll just do 1,000. Okay. See if that brings us some respite. Okay. Almost done. I've done all the, trust me, I've done all the heavy lifting so far. Or I've done the hard parts. Okay. Now it should just be smooth sailing, logging into Steam and getting this marble game set up. No problem. Verification code, logging in, loading my data. And we're still loading over on the ultra wide. That's slightly annoying. All right, I don't want to play Spider-Man 2. I want to play Marbles on Steam. And we want to play a game. Okay. It's a free game. We are installing. Okay, that out of the way. I digress. Thank you guys for your patience. Back to the chat. Okay. Thank you. Just enter for the giveaway. Thank you, Max. I got it. Marvel Rivals. Let's go Jesus Coin. It's a big game. Will take a little bit. Don't do marbles. Do crypto gambling. We can take some bets on Polymarket. It's only 252 gigabytes. I think we should be able to have it done by the end of the stream. If not, we'll do it tomorrow. All right. If not, if we don't have it downloaded yet, we will do it tomorrow. All right. Okay. And let me see how many new entries we've got. Max, I did it, but oh, we've got 5 new entries since I started the stream. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's add them up. We got a Schwank. We got a Satoshi Nakamoto. We got a Walter. We got a Max. And we got a, aren't you already on here? Tanner, you do not have to email every day. I appreciate you. I already have you on my, but I'm going to save your email just in case. Yeah, Tanner, I got you right here. Obviously, first day, we only had like 7 or 10, but now obviously now we've started adding final initials. Okay, Delta volume on PHB on the 1 minute time frame is at 178.01. This is quite good. indicative of a strong movement. Love to see it. How are we doing on the rest of the market here? Anon, looks like it's trying to go for it. Stacks bouncing nicely off the bottom. XRP, looks like Trump coin is not doing it, man. Looks like we bounced up to $30 here and then lowered high at 30. Looks like 30, 32, lowered high at 30, lowered high at 28. Looks like a symmetrical triangle or descending triangle in a bear market. These do, or a bear trend, these can break to the upside, but rarely. That's not looking great for it's not looking good for the Trump coin. What was that? I heard a noise. Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is it really like full screen? Guys, give me a sec. Let me just go get this figured out over here on this screen and we'll get this rocking. And I'm back. Okay. 19-factor authentication, ladies and gentlemen. 19-factor authentication. Authorize. Okay. All right. Now, all right, we got it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Whew, that was a lot. All right, let's get this all set up. We're gonna be doing a race. Delta volume is just the difference between buy and sell volume over a period of time, over a particular look back period. Okay, let's do, what do we want to do here, guys? Let's do, what are you guys thinking? Somebody type in, you guys can see the screen. Somebody type in a track and that you can see, and I'm gonna go with the first one that somebody posts in chat. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take me a little bit to do all these names, but we've got A Leap to Remember, Alienated, Bongo Boogie, Buckshot, Castle Siege, Coils of Power, Convergence, Cosmic Chaos, Death Alley, Devil's Chaos, Endurance Test, or Enemies at the Gate. Come on, anybody. Or I'm gonna hit the random button. You guys are too slow. I'm hitting the random button. We are doing the Temple of Steve. Okay. Now, we have, let's see here. Enemies at the gate. Okay, we're going to do enemies at the gate. Oh, there it is. Enemies at the gates. All right. Race type, bots. Max racers. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't there anything that can tell me? All right, I'm just going to move this up here for a second so that I can see. Maybe, you know what? This might not be working. This might not work the way I think it's going to work, honestly. I think it's 47. But I don't think... Okay. I realize that you guys can't hear. I'm going to fix that in just a second. Okay. Somebody's car alarm is going off. Okay, let's get the music off. Okay. All right, sorry, I guess I must have the waiting to start. Okay. Game setup. Oh, I see. I don't want to win. I want to put more people in though. This is not, I guess this is not how I thought it was going to be. Settings. No, I'm sorry guys. I don't know how to do this the way that I saw a dude do, not on really short notice, I think. Because it's just, if I click start, right? It's literally just me as the marble. And that's not what I want. I wanted to give everybody, you know, like their own marble and have like this epic marble race, right? Right? Like nobody wants to watch this, right? Like this isn't fun. Okay, let's try something else. Let's see if we can get this figured out. Oh, yeah, guys, it's not going to work because we're not in Twitch. This is linked with Twitch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this just isn't going to work the way I want. It's not going to give me the option to put in like 47 additional bots, right? As I kind of want it to. The way we could make the only way we could make it work is if, because I could stream to Twitch and this is, whoa, where did all these people come from? Okay, can I not? Now this is kind of what I'm talking about. All right, we've got a lot of people, but it won't let me edit them. All the bots' names are random. Marble name, left alt. Oh, that's just to toggle them on or off. Ah, bummer, dude. And there are 47 of them too, so we're like 90% of the way there, but just not what we actually want, unfortunately. Okay, well listen guys, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board on this one. I guess that's not the solution that I thought it was gonna be. Give me some time later to try to come up with something else fun and exciting. But for today, we will just go ahead and spin the wheel like normal, okay? So let's get that wheel up. Okay, got about 47 entry. Yeah, because I literally had to log in from Steam to Twitch just to load that game. So, okay. you can type our names onto a marble. So that's what I was trying to do. Like, how can I do that? Okay, but let's be real. We've only got like a few more minutes left in the stream, and I also have mentoring coming up at 2. So in the interest of their time, I don't really want to mess about too much with it, but I'll have some free time later on this evening, and I'll try to play around with it and see if I can get it to actually do what I want it to do. Peckham, I might even, if anybody can DM me on Discord, or type at me in general chat if you're not my friend on Discord, and give me some advice, because I'm not a gamer. So but we're gonna go and spin the wheel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get yourselves ready. $1 billion in Jesus coming around the corner right now on 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And the winner is Yes to Crypto. What's up, dude? What's up, man? Pump it up, my brother. Yes to Crypto, you've been so positive for the stream and for the channel, and I hope you'll be positive for the Jesus community as well, my friend. Congratulations to you, sir. Let me just pull up your email here real quick. Here it is, and we are looking for right here. Here's your address. Let me pull open my wallet. And we're going to send on Ethereum to you. Yep. And we're going to be sending 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Jesus is worth a little bit more today. Yesterday it was worth $55. Today it's worth $59.78. But here, beaming directly into your brain, sir, live from the Kraken cryptocurrency bunker, is 1 billion Jesus coin. Coming at you, man. Yes to Crypto. Thank you so much for playing, sir. I will be removing you from future entries. And thank you so much to everybody who add marbles in the start section. Okay, yes, I will do it tomorrow, man. I'll do it tonight and try to get it all set up for tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Let's jump over here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you for coming to today's live stream. Just a reminder, we do the show every weekday, Monday through Friday, from noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 1 to 3 on the Eastern Seaboard, and 10 to noon if you're in California or any of those West Coast states. If you want to support what we're doing, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a daily episode or an update on the markets. I do post them somewhat erratically sometimes when there's something breaking in the markets. And please like the stream. It helps out more than you could possibly imagine, really expands the reach in the stream, helps us out with the algorithm. Comment down below what you'd like to see in tomorrow's stream, and share this video to your friends, your family, people you don't even like that much, because they would like to see this content. You know it to be true in your own heart. We will be back tomorrow, same crypto time, same crypto network. Links to everything you could possibly down in the description. Sign up for our free daily crypto alpha report to receive data-driven research into your inbox every single day. Shout out to BuyFi Exchange, centralized exchange partner of Kraken cryptocurrency. Link down in the description is going to hook you up with the VIP level 1 fee advantaged account, 0% spot trading fees, demo trading, and much more. Go check it out. You're gonna love it. You guys can also copy trade me on there. The link for that will be starting out in tomorrow's descriptions as well. Trade safely, be excellent to one another, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers now.